Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. Shalom Makim, it's a high spirit wind lawyer of the GMS Mississippi camp, giving out honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Hamshai, Bahashem HaKadosh. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone Well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. And today I want to go into a topic going into ancient world living. You know, some might even say a first world country way of living or a second world country way of living. I'm just going to say ancient world living, you know, for right now. And I've been thinking about certain things that the Most High would have the brothers to do, you know, the certain things the Most High would put on some brother's spirit, you know. As for me, you know, cold showers or, you know, the spirit was on the apostles to get into eating, you know, 1 meal a day or 2 meals a day. And I have been watching a lot of Nation of Islam videos, and they would talk about eating 1 meal a day, you know. And I think it's the spirit. Now, granted, you might need to eat 2 meals a day. Like I said, people have different lifestyles and things of that nature. But when I study most cultures, from a health perspective, I study most cultures outside of the Western thought, Western way of living. They have 1 major meal a day. Okay. When I go into the history, I like to visit this website. It really is on Wikipedia, but it's called Israelite Cuisine. And it goes into the way that the Israelites ate, you know, 2,000 years ago, 2,000 years plus years ago. And basically it broke, you know, they had maybe around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 11 o'clock in the morning, you might have had, you know, a piece of bread, some dried fruit, regular fruit, you know, some parched corn, you know, some milk, because those like Gatorade at that time, okay? But you ate pretty much light, you know, through the day to get you through the day. But then around the evening time, let's say around 6 o'clock, you had a stew or a soup, all right? And everybody would dip that bread in the soup. And certain days you had fish with it, some days you did not. But basically you ate light through the day. You had a light meal through the day. Then around evening time, you had this main meal. You see? And long story short, you know, if you compare and contrast with the American way of eating. Americans just eat like cows. The way we ate before we came into the knowledge, or before we started to elevate, the way we ate, you know, we ate just like a test subject, you know? And it's not to shame anybody, because look, hey, if anybody loves food, it's me. I love food. I'm not really into liquor like that. You know, that's not really my thing. If anything, I love food. The mercy kicks in. You don't know what things gonna play out before the hedge of the mercy kicks in, or just the fact that the world might be chaotic, going into the direction of the grocery store, or, you know, the restaurant. You see what I'm saying? That there's a protest at the dock. There's because of the events going on in the East Coast concerning those dock workers, and that'll lead to, you know, inflated prices, you know, price increase. All right, a lot of people don't know how to live outside the American paradigm. In order to change the way you eat successfully, you have to change the way you perceive food. And a lot of Americans don't perceive food out. They don't have a perception outside of the American way. But I Googled the third world country way of living, or the third world country way of eating, and I thought beans and rice would pop up. But what I found out was that beans and rice is a luxury. In a third world country, beans and rice is a luxury. out of potatoes, out of porridge, out of corn. They make a stew out of that, man. You see? In a third world country, beans and rice is a luxury. But the average American can't live off beans and rice. You see? In a third world country, beans and rice is a luxury. But the average American can't live off beans and rice. During a great scamdemic, there was a particular restaurant and people went crazy in the restaurant because they were out of steak. They went crazy in the restaurant because they were out of steak. And it's not as though they were out of meat at the grocery store. They were out of steak at a restaurant and people went fucking crazy. So a lot of Americans are gonna die. They're gonna fucking die because they've never lived outside of a first world way of living. All right? They're gonna die basically because, hey, it refers to America in the scripture is thou that are given to pleasures. And if you're given to pleasures, that really means you're addicted to pleasures. You're given to, you know, putting up through a drive-through. You're given to just eating like royalty, although you're not royal. A lot of Americans are gonna die because they're gonna lose those first world privileges. Yeah, their first world privilege card is gonna get revoked. Even if you're struggling financially in America, you still got it better than, you still have it better than someone who lives in a first world, a third world country, man. You know? A warm shower is a luxury. You know? Using shampoo and all that is really a luxury. It shows you that in the book of Eli. The blind woman, all right, that was basically a part of the higher ups. She got some type of special shampoo and she was just basking in the fragrance of that particular shampoo. You know, it was a soap or a shampoo. But she was just basking in the fragrance of it, man. You know? A lot of people think that they can't live without eating at least 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day. Esau has engineered the food to where you just eat food all day, every day. And it's just normal to have different illnesses in your body, different ailments with your body. You know? Every meal you eat, your body has to go through a process to digest that meal. And every time you eat right behind that meal, you interrupt that process. But this is not something we were taught in the school system, man. We had some of the poorest quality food in the school system, you see? Especially a public school system. You know? Like I said, it's gonna have to, well, one thing I've learned is that, man, you gotta move like you in a blue zone, man. You gotta move like you in a second world country, man. In certain ways, a third world country. Not just fully, don't just, you know, be not righteous over much, but you gotta put yourself in the spirit of being in the ancient world, man. To get in a car and be at work in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that's a luxury, man. Humans were made to walk. When the Most High put us in these bodies, he put us in these bodies to move in this earth. These are earthly tabernacles, all right? As a matter of fact, the scripture says we have this gift in earthen vessels. This earthen vessel was meant to maneuver all throughout the planet Earth. When you go into the ancient world and you go into the scriptures, we walked. I mean, of course, we had camels and asses, but as a collective, we walked, man. But our bodies were made to walk. You see? So we've been very cushioned in this society, man. All right, to go, if it's cold outside, to go to bed in a heated apartment or a heated house, that's a luxury. If it's hot outside and to go into your apartment and turn the AC on, that's a luxury, man. But what happens with those luxuries, it throws your body out of balance. Extreme temperatures cause you to stimulate your nervous system. And that's kind of shocking your body into living. You're living. But if you're always cushioned and your nervous system is never stimulated, it's as though you're biologically dead, you see? So there's a certain way of living that's just not normal. And when it gets taken from us, people are going to panic. But it's not that Esau took away some dire need. No, he took away a privileged luxury, man. He took away a first world privilege. But that first world privilege wasn't natural anyway. Like I said, it's not natural to go through a drive-through and get some ready-made meal. It's really not natural. We all do it in one way or another. Even if you go to a smoothie shop, you know, it's still a convenience. But this is a lot of things that Esau is going to take when he shut this grid off. It's just a first world status that he granted everybody with as Roman citizens, man. And that's why people can come from other countries and come to America and excel. For one, they do have certain tax breaks and stuff like that, but they just know how to live with minimum means. They'll come to a first world country and live like they're in a third world country and save their money. You know? But it's about the ancient world living, man. You know, and it's better to practice certain things, all right, before that. America's not natural, man. All right? But you have to understand that, or it's good to understand that. So Esau shuts the lights off, you ain't tripping, you know? But ultimately, the hedge is going to kick in. The scripture says we're going to eat and have abundance. But, you know, you have to maneuver in the times before that hedge kicks in. We're still going to get tested. You know? Different brothers going to have different situations play out, man. Hey, but with that, hey, I hope you were edified. Till the next time, shalom.